Hello everybody, welcome to MJ Yaks Movies. Today I'll be yakking the film Zodiac, directed by David Fincher. This movie is a film about the seek for the possible murderer, the Zodiac, who may or may not have existed, who may or may not have committed some murders, and how that search might drive you mad if you obsess about it and continue it over months, years, decades, generations, only for the search to ultimately come up fruitless. So, with this movie, it is based on a true crime novel written by Robert Graysmith, who's portrayed in the film by Jake Gyllenhaal. We also have Robert Downey Jr. portraying the journalist Paul Avery in one of his pre-Iron Man but post-addiction roles where he's still seeking to prove himself, let's say. We got Mark Ruffalo, who's just always fantastic, no matter what, in this. And then a murderer's row character actors. So, with this movie, as with all David Fincher movies, there's themes of alienation, of horror. Once again in this movie, we see a character slowly becoming somewhat the villain. I find the Robert Graysmith character throughout the course of his investigation becomes somewhat more ominous, somewhat more looming, as one of the earlier characters says about him early on in the movie. This is also a movie that somehow correctly presages the obsession with true crime and how smaller crimes would become an obsessive aspect of all of our modern lives in a way that we didn't appreciate it before. This movie is also a movie about the press and how once you put things out on TV, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what people are going to come out of the woodwork and say they're somehow affiliated with something. In this movie, okay, speaking of TV, there's a couple CGI effects that are in this movie that I did not care for. David Fincher famously recreated much of then San Francisco with CGI effects, which I thought looked great. But the blood CGI effects I didn't think looked that great. I'm sure at the time they looked okay, but... and I understand why David Fincher wanted to do that. He didn't want to reset takes and have to wipe everything down, but I don't think it looks fantastic. And then the same is also true of the television. They made CGI television, or they made post-realistic television, let's say, rather than use era-appropriate technology to get the correct look for the on-screen newscast. But overall, something that can be overlooked. I don't feel like the score for me for this one, although good, was a standout. It certainly is ominous, but I don't think, unlike some other movies of his, that it really, when I hear it, I go, oh yeah, all right, now we're cooking with gas. There's a murderer's row of character actors in this one. I'm not going to go through them all, because basically every character actor in this one is fantastic. There's one actress, though, June Diane Raphael, who I feel like really said to me, what's its mission? And I'm not really sure what she meant by that, but that was a message I heard loud and clear. So I would say, for me, overall, in the realm of David Fincher movies, this is an absolute yay. Although I do not prefer this one over The Social Network. I think The Social Network, for me, is a better mid-period Fincher film. Although it's like a 5 and a 4.5. So really, you're quibbling with minor differences. Also, if you're a big fan of true crime or obsessive investigation, this one also is going to be a definite yay. But you know what? If you're Ted Cruz and your dad was the Zodiac and you don't want that getting found out, maybe you might not want to watch this. I don't know. So, for me, let me know what you think between yay and between definite yay. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like and subscribe. Cheers.